Hi. So, I'm like 9 days into a social media break, 2 week social media break. I don't need to qualify myself or explain myself to anyone. But I guess just for like the people who have been watching my channel, I kind of noticed myself returning to some lower vibrations. Um, I just got into some negativity and I just needed to purify my aura, you know? Um, I've talked a little bit about my lore on here. Um, but yeah, it just I don't know, things are a lot better on the whole in my life than they ever have been. But I'm in the mindset now of getting 1% better every single day, and I started feeling myself reverting a bit to some negative patterns, and some of the stuff I was posting was kind of negative. It was starting to get negative and starting to reflect some insecurities, which as artists, like, it's cool to have insecurities and talk about them, but I think I wasn't alchemizing them artistically the way I should have been. And it was kind of more of a rant, and I didn't, want to go about my channel and my online presence like that, because I have made a lot of progress as a person. Even if you look at my channel from like March, like I look completely different than I did back then. Um, but I did start the artist way. I'm on week 2 now. Last week was week 1, and yeah, I was pretty blocked. I worked on some new music, but I hadn't posted a new song in a really long time, and I have some exes and like guys from my past and whatnot who also make music, and I really noticed how like they don't really promote it and don't really know how to promote it. I'm not here to like talk badly about anyone, but the thing is I got too into promotion. I got too into like being on social media and building my audience, which is great. I love my audience. Like I'm really finding my people. But it was becoming more about the social media than like my actual art, So I'm probably gonna post this like next week too. I just needed to start filming again and reset. I was getting some like negative comments, but I know it was because of what like the energy. It was because of the vibrations I was putting out that I was getting negativity back. So I needed a bit of a reset. Basically, the artist way. It's kind of like the 75 hard of creativity. People like to say. And yeah, basically every morning you have to write 3 morning pages. It's just like stream of consciousness. Get it out of the way. Whatever comes to mind. And you also have to take yourself on one artist date every week. So last week for my artist date, I was back in Utah for a week, and I was in New York before that. But I I went to this like coffee shop that I really like in Utah, and then I went to the crystal shop, and I got myself some like clarifying, detoxifying crystals, which, as you know, I love my crystals. Um, and yeah, that felt really good to do for myself. But I also really noticed, and she says take note of like what comes up mentally for you, because like your logical brain's going to want to pull you away from it. Like I found myself trying to speed through it, honestly, because I was like, I have this and that thing to do and this and that school thing and blah 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 blah, and that's legit. But I do like that's kind of what's been blocking me. And I also have talked a bit about kind of my confusion around like if I should date again, or like if I ever will or whatever. And those past 2 weeks, the 2 weeks ago when I was in New York, and then last week when I guess it was this week I was in Utah earlier this no, it's Monday last week. Um, you know, even just week 1 of the artist way, and some of the videos I was getting before I took the social media break, like on TikTok and stuff. There's this one girl, I guess she does like creative coaching or whatever. I can't remember her name, but I'm sure you guys, a lot of you will know who I'm talking about. But she made this post being like, it was something along the lines of like, your creativity, how much can come out is directly related to how much love you're willing to give and receive. And I was really blocking myself off. I just started putting myself out there like dating wise and romantically and stuff. Literally, my last relationship was 2 years ago, and like it took a huge toll on me mentally. Um, and I've talked a bit about that, I think. And I don't want to keep talking about that because like I kind of really at this point want to leave it in the past. Like I'm just over it. I'm done with it. Like it was a really taxing thing that is my fault for it being in my reality. I don't blame other people for like my reality or things that have happened. You know, I know better than that now. If there's a situation that I was in, a toxic relationship, friendship, whatever, it's like it was because I was disrespecting myself and I allowed someone in to disrespect me like that. You know, I'm not like exonerating any person. I'm just saying that I create my reality, and whatever I give to myself and give out to the world, I will get back. So for 2 years I didn't date, and I was very blocked off to it. And but the artist way, like I felt like this thing that was chasing me like a lion. um and the artist way, even just in week one, helped me kind of uncover that like that is something that it's not going to get in the way of me being a good creative. I'm not going to go out and actively look for it and be like desperate and shit. Like no, like I do not have time for that, nor do I think like that at all anymore. um but yeah, like I'm open to it now. I'm not like 100% closed off to it. You know, just keeping an open mind and stuff, and just giving a lot of love in general, and reminding myself that like acts of service, even if it's just something small, like you know, because I am like right now like living at one of my parents' properties, like you know, just if they where they're living, if they need something cleaned up, just like helping them or whatever, or like donating clothes that you don't even wear anymore, like, and taking the time to drive over, like whatever, like even if it's just a small act of service, like holding the door open for someone, to just make sure that you do one of those a day. And I'm trying to be really, because that is something that's something I've gotten into the habit of like this past year, but I was kind of falling off with that. And this was a good reminder that I needed to get back on. So you know, like one active service a day, even if it's small, you know. So that's had me feeling a lot better recently. I've unblocked a lot already, and I'm in week 2 now. um a lot of songs that I've been putting off making or putting off finishing or whatever, I actually made a new music video to an old song that one of my TikTok mutuals, who like they and their best friend like love my music, they had asked me to like make a music video for my song Hero because it was their favorite song of mine. And so I did, and I'm really proud of that video that I made. I had been kind of like working on it this summer, and then I scrapped it and made a completely new one in 2 weeks, and that's coming out in like 2 weeks from now, or something. And yeah, I had been procrastinating so much stuff. And you know what the crazy thing is? So that music video, that music video, my song Hero is about a person from my past who I knew when I lived in LA. Um, and I had written like 3 different songs about him. But I came to realize, like, I didn't even realize I had done it, but every song that I ever wrote about him was kind of actually also about this other person from my past, like way back when I lived in Massachusetts. And the first person I just talked about, who I knew in LA, like always reminded me a lot of that other person that I knew in Massachusetts. They kind of looked the same, and I had a very similar type of friendship that got complicated dynamic with both of them. Um, and yeah, so I was going to Trader Joe's to pick up this almond wine, that me and the friend from Massachusetts, I mean, he's not in my life anymore, but you know, there was, you know, that's like, I guess it was kind of like an inside joke, or what. It was like there was this one time we like had Trader Joe's almond wine, and it was like a thing. But um basically I got that Trader Joe's almond wine to basically signify in this music video that this song I had written about this person I knew from LA was like also about this person I knew when I lived in Massachusetts. And as I was doing that, I'm walking into Trader Joe's. I actually filmed some clouds and stuff on my way there, and as I was in the parking lot and stuff that are in the music video, because, you know, clouds and purples and grays and pinks, that's kind of like my aesthetic, right? I'm walking into Trader Joe's and I hear Erica. And I look over and it's my friend Josh from when I lived here in Colorado like 8 years ago when I was in college the first time. And that was just like a huge, like, I was like, and he came over, he's like, yeah, let's hang out. And I'm actually about to hang out with him after this. Um, but that was just like a huge, like, that was so like divinely guided. Because first of all, I had been like driving for DoorDash right before that, right? And I just gone to like a random place, and then as I was about to drive home, or as I think I was like putting the last order at the last place, I was like, I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's and I'm gonna get that almond wine, and it's gonna be in the music video so that I can connect these two people in the lore. And I literally like it was so, and I meant to go to the other Trader Joe's too. I still don't know Denver, like Denver's geography that well, you know. So like I put in Trader Joe's that like looked like it was near my house, and I drove there, and it was like very random, and I stopped to like take pictures of clouds and stuff and videos of clouds, and I literally like it's so like divine. I feel like it was very divinely orchestrated that I ran into my friend in that moment because I was like trying to connect these two people, and like it led me to like meeting up with someone briefly who I hadn't seen in literally like, because I hadn't seen him since like 2019 or something. Like it had been like quite a few years, and um, so yeah, I don't know. It's just like all of this. Like I always talk about it on here, and whatever your beliefs are, like God is everything or He's nothing. The great Creator, as they say in here, this book is everything or it's nothing. You know, like you can't deny that there are like these laws of the universe, right? That everything's just operating by, you know. And I really think like I don't believe in coincidences at this point. I don't, you know. And my head is just so much more clear because, you know, I mean, and this is why like I don't speak mental illness over myself anymore. I don't speak addiction over myself. I don't say I'm an addict. I don't say I'm an alcoholic because you know what? Like be very careful what you speak over yourself. You know, I've been listening to a lot of like Neville Goddard and all of that. Some of them are just AI stuff that people type, but it's still interesting stuff, you know? Um, and there's so much power in I am, you know? God revealed himself to Joseph in the Bible as I am, you know? So I say over and over and over because I spoke mental illness over myself for years and I behaved like I had it for a long time because of that. But I'm realizing if you just whatever you choose, like you can choose what your I am is. I look myself in the mirror all the time now and I say, I am a healthy, sane person. I am a healthy, sane person. I am a kind, loving person. I am a kind, loving person. Say it with me. I am a healthy, sane person. 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 I am a kind, loving 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 person. Literally, look up Sammy Ingram. She's here on YouTube. She's huge. People are obsessed with her because she's like a manifestation coach. All the power is in I am. You just say I am this over and over again. So if you say something, I am a negative thing over and over and over again, like that remains true. And I'm done speaking mental illness over myself. The 7 deadly sins exist for a reason in the Bible. I think everyone's an addict, everyone's an alcoholic, everyone can and will take certain things too far under the right circumstances, you know? And this whole paradigm of like some people are mentally ill and some people are normal is just ridiculous. We all get depressed. Some people are not going to want to hear this, I know, but we all go through periods of depression. We all feel anxiety. These negative emotions, like we all feel this stuff, you know. And I was that person who was, you know, I would say I believe in science and I believe what the psychiatrists are telling me and I believe that this pill might work and that pill might, and no. And I'm very outspoken. I know it can cause some controversy, but I'm very outspoken against psychiatric medication. I think that all that psychiatric medication, that mental health treatment, that like over therapization, like, you know, like there's just like, unfortunately, like that keeps people very stuck in the matrix too. You know, I think people mean well when they seek help from those places, but if you say I am bipolar all the time, then like yeah, you'll be bipolar. If you say I am a healthy sane person all the time, you will be a healthy sane person. And you know, I used to say, like, when I didn't understand this stuff, I used to be like, I don't like those girls who talk about vibrations. Like that's such a red flag because they're so bitchy. Now I know why they were so bitchy towards me. They weren't even being bitchy. They were just protecting their energy. Because when you work to have a high vibrational life, like when you're very careful about like what's around you, you know, you can't have like people sucking you down, you know. And now I get that. Now I don't take that personally because like that was me for a really long time. I just didn't know how much power I had. I didn't know that I was choosing that reality, honestly. Once you learn that you can choose your reality, like everything changes. But anyway, that's why I took that's why I've been taking a 2 week social media break because like again, we can all be addicts with different things, right? And I got too into like being on social media all the time to the point where I wasn't actually really making as much art, more so just talking to people and conversating and getting into some negativity and putting some like insecurities where they shouldn't have been, you know? But I recommend the Artist Way to everyone. It's amazing. This is such a great spiritual guide, you know? I talk about spirituality on here all the time. I'm very, very, very spiritual because of all of everything I've been through and stuff. I just wanted to film this though because I took this past like week, 10 days, whatever it's been. Um I haven't really like filmed myself or anything. I just really needed a break from it all. I still do. Um But yeah, I'm just like checking in. And again, I'm gonna go hang out with my friend who I ran into at Trader Joe's, like whatever that was, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I love you guys. I love my YouTube, TikTok people, Instagram. I found some on Instagram too, but as you know, the algorithm kind of doesn't algorithm the same way over there. So yeah, love you guys.